Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kushi and today we are going to discuss about the Lakshwadeep that is there in the news from last few days and an overview of India-Maldives relations. And we are just study about the India-Maldives relations in a way that the recent situations, the recent updates, because I have made you understand the things about the India-Maldives relations in my previous videos, and if you haven't seen it, just go and watch it first, then come to this video. So let's discuss about how Maldives is in there in the news from last few days, and it is because the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just posted few photos and about the Lakshwadeep, the visit of his to the Lakshwadeep, and they posted about the calm nature. He's resting on the beach and he's diving in the water. The cleanliness, everything is showcased there, and many celebrities and even supporting the Prime Minister Modi that yes, we should explore the Indian islands. We should explore the Lakshwadeep instead of going to the Maldives. Now, instead of going to the Maldives is a very important phase because the deteriorating relations with the Maldives is now a significant part because the new government has came there. The relations are just going down and down again and again from last few weeks. We are just seeing this the Prime Minister Mizo's visit to the China and ignorance towards India. That is every case. That is everything showcased. So that's why the people are supporting the trend that explore the Indian islands and boycott the Maldives. So first of all, we will try to understand what is the Lakshwadeep, like the basic knowledge about the Lakshwadeep, and a very important fact. The Lakshwadeep has its population around 95% the Muslims are there. So how just the place converted to the Islam, how that conversion take fruit, how the Islam set its roots in the Lakshwadeep, and how like before the starting the first inhabitants were the Hindus and how was it converted to Islam. We will try to understand all these things, the different stories, the different myths, different fantasies. We will try to understand everything. So first of all, the basic knowledge about the Lakshwadeep. So there are total 36 islands in the Lakshwadeep, and out of the 36 islands, only 10 islands are inhabited, and it is around 32 square kilometer area. And you will be shocked to know about the things like it is only Kadmat Bridge that is open for the non-Indian visitors, and it is not that so key for Indian visitors. The complete all islands are opened for Indian visitors too. Only 1/6 of the islands are open to visit because they are very concerned about the ecology. Like it doesn't lead to the environmental degradation, the coming of the tourists, the coming of the visitors, and even there are many tribes. So we can't let to the threatening of the tribes by interfering in their religious rituals and everything. And as we know, the Lakshwadeep is a union territory, and it emerged as a union territory in 1956. And the administrator of Lakshwadeep is Praful Khoda Patel. So that was somehow a basic knowledge about the Lakshwadeep. Now we'll try to understand how Islam set foot in the Lakshwadeep. So there is a small story about the first inhabitants of the people of the Lakshwadeep. So like first inhabitants were Hindus. So a small story is there that is about a king who was a Cheraman Perumal, who was the last Chera king, and he has a dream to just get converted to the Islam. So he just started to move towards the Arab Makkah because he wanted to convert himself to the Islam. He has a dream of it. So he just moved towards it, and after some time he just didn't returned to the India back, returned to the Malabar area back. So a tributary prince that was Raja Kolotunud started a search mission for searching him. So what does he find? He didn't find the last Chera king, but he found a island. It was today known as that. We today call it as a Lakshwadeep. So from here we come to know that the first inhabitants of the Lakshwadeep were Hindus. So according to this myth, the last inhabitants were the first inhabitants were the Hindus, Now, second, as because this was followed by the Nayars community of the Malabar. So here, from here we come to know that the Nayars, maybe the Nayars were the first inhabitants of the Lakshwadeep island. Further, many Malayalam scripts, like the Malayalam script that is known as Vatulittu, sorry for the like pronunciation, that was found in the islands before we have found the Arabic script. Like, okay, the Arabic script was written, Malayalam script was written, the जो Malayalam script थी उसके जो हमें परिचय मिले हैं, that was before the Arabic script, and different songs in the praise of Lord Rama and the many buried idols has been seen there. So that was also a reason why we think that the Hindus were the like the people of the Malabar coast were the first inhabitants of the Lakshwadeep. So how they just converted to the Islam. So it is said that it was a smooth transaction or a forceful one. So there are first of the major reason, that the practical reason that is given is that at that time there was a domination of Arab traders in the Indian Ocean. So they just visited the place, and they and that led to the acceptance of the Islam in the Lakshadweep. Like when they come to know about the Islamic culture, Islamic things, so they converted to the Islam. So that is the major that reason that is told about it. That it is a regular contact with the Arab merchant and the sailors who had frequent trade relations with the neighboring Malabar coast. So that led to the acceptance of the Islam. There is another a story, a myth that can be said, that there was a man named Ubaid Allah, who was a grandson of first Caliph, that is Abu Bakr. So it was said that he just dreamt where the Prophet came in his dream, and he told him to go to the island and convert them to the Islam, tell about the things of the Islam. So he just came to the Lakshwadeep, and he just gave the preachings there, and people converted to the Islam. They accepted the Islam. And there, how can we see this? Because there are some proofs of it. Because we have the tomb of the Abedullah in the Androth Island. So we have his tomb there. So somehow we have to prove too. But clarity is the things that the first inhabitants were the Hindus, and it gets converted to the Islam due to the reasons I have just told you here. Now let's have a discussion about the current situations of the India Maldives, as I have told you in the previous things. Like the new government has been formed there. The new government has its policy as a first China policy instead of first India policy. So that led to many like trends going on in India, that we should boycott the Maldives and should visit the Indian islands. And even the Mizo, that is the new government head, has asked the China to send the new tourist to the Maldives, because now many Indian flights has been cancelled. Many people have stopped going to the Maldives. Like there were like very shocking things, like so many flights just cancelled after the photos posted by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And according to me, is a very significant thing, because like around the Maldives GDP, India like pays a lot to the Maldives GDP. The Maldives tourist, around 26% of the Maldives tourism is due to the India. India has the highest share of tourists in the Maldives, afterwards at Russia and then China and all. So India should be given priority, but like we have helped them in many situations. So I think it was a significant step, and many Maldives ministers too have just talked about the Prime Minister Modi, saying him as a puppet of the Israeli PM Netanyahu. So there were major three ministers, and all of the three ministers were further suspended, and they have even said sorry to the ministry. So that was a situation going on, and at present also some drone deals are being done with the Turkish companies by the Maldives. So they are trying to somehow lower down their dependency on the India, and they have given the date and the date of 15th March to just take out all our troops away from the Maldives. That some of our Indian soldiers are there in the Maldives. Because of some training issues and some of the helicopters and the jets we have given to the Maldives for their maintenance too. So he has the prime minister there has asked us to take our troops back, and he is saying this again and again, again and again. India out camping has been there from last uh, few weeks, and so here we got to know about the things about the government, like how when the government changes the policy can just be very opposite, because before that the government of Ibrahim Soli, his policy was first India policy. So we can see that how in the change with the government, the policy is just changed very radically, like just opposite views. So this is the thing we get to know about from this part. So that was a recent development in the India Maldives relations, and we have studied everything about the Lakshwadeep too. So that was all about the video, and if you haven't seen the previous video of India Maldives relation, you can go and watch it. So thank you very much for the your patience and your timings. Thank you.